When we talk about NFTs, there's only one podcast to tune into. This one right here. About to spit these rhymes like a masterclass. Connect your MetaMask. Half this PFP's a trash. DNS, do not smash. Crypto Poppy found a niche. Now he's getting cash. Rules ain't there yet. Please don't be rash. NFT got stepped on the scene. He made a splash like corporate cash. I just quit my job at DoorDash. Nice guys finished last. Stepped out of the ashes straight into the squanch lane. Fungibly a new man. Alphabet, he's flyer than a fucking toucan. Ways to go from kangaroo land. Schiller, he a moon man. About to get goofy, go grab doofy, get a horse. My wife couldn't get my NFTs, straight up in divorce. Fuck it, take the keys to my motherfucking porch. Trash cash, let the mad bees run the course. Squanching past the knowledge like a motherfucking torch. From the outside looking in, I just got off the porch.
Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, 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 go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, 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 go.
Go AB, go AB, go. If you didn't, now you know. Like Suki say, pump in the blow. TikTok's art is a trend to go. Plunging, no plunging, and capping, no capping. Been around the block and been running laps and been writing rhymes and been getting raps and keeping that ETH when dingling taps and snap in, snap out. I'm big on big cloud. Don't scream, don't shout. Suck the cool cat, cool with those two. What's incoming? I can't afford you. Zed had got a horse that is glue. Sneakerheads better stick to their shoes. Creatures trending, I'm not a muse. Lost souls blow up, I'ma light the fuse. BG on sports, I bet I'm gonna listen. Cody and ZK, they men on a mission. The lawyer be lawyer, while Bakra be fishing. What is a floor and how many minted? Am I gonna ape and I already hinted. Don't have an ape and it ain't no mystery. But these bad boys are about to make history. Fresh ass suit at the Christie's. Christie's.
Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go AB, go AB, go. Go, go, go.
Right back.
Nope. Hey, we're back. I'm back again this week.
Yeah, that song was amazing.
I love that damn song. He's gonna make another one too, and yeah, I'm sure you can help him out too, man. You guys could do some kind of collab on that. You could do some beats and do some rapping in there. Who's saying it? Is it Cyan or Biz?
What's that? Saying what?
I don't see who's talking. Am I lagging? Oh, now I see. I can't. Someone's lagging. It's probably me.
Okay.
I hope not. Anyway, yeah, I'm back.
Mr. Biz, can you hear me all right?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, word.
All right, I hear you. Yeah, I don't have Ben this week. He's out with a cold. Hopefully it's not COVID or just a regular allergies. I think I got allergies again too, man. I hate allergies. Just kick my ass. I never had them before, probably 35 years old, and I hate them, man. But anyway, so tonight we're not talking about any NFTs except for syn.city, and I have 3 guests here with me right now who are from LaTR. Tell us what LaTR is. Like the other day we had a bunch of people in another Discord guessing what it meant. Nobody came close, but they had some funny responses to it. So what does it mean? I know what it means now, but also introduce yourself. Also introduce yourselves too.
All right. Well, I'm Cyan. Go ahead, Mr. Biz.
Okay. I'm Mr. Biz, executive member with LaTR, Finance Resource Department. Came in here with, I think like everyone else, just stumbling in, checking out the vibes, checking out community, and then quickly got sold. Started to see what the game was, how it was getting played. Saw the commitment by the devs, saw the commitment with the LaTR community, and that's pretty much what hooked me. And then from there on, things have just escalated since then. I think I joined back in was it October. I think October, right? No, it hasn't been out since October. I don't know, but anyways,
No, it's only been out for like 5 weeks, right? So it's like,
dude, man, time
Yeah,
flies.
like 5 weeks. 5 weeks. That's it.
and you have the believer role, right?
Pardon me?
Do you have the believer role? Like, were you in the first 10K in the Discord?
No, I
Oh,
wish.
okay. I know, me too. I
Definitely.
wasn't either.
Oh, what is it? First 10,000?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I joined. It was already like 50,000.
Dude, those guys are probably gonna get something nice. I bet you they'll get something nice.
Probably. Maybe they're all not a blueprint though. Only 8,000.
I want you to know, Mr. Biz, I bought 3 blueprints after our last AMA, dude. Because I was like,
congrats.
I know.
I think it's a great
Thank
buy.
you. I
We
feel
were just
good about
talking
it.
about that.
I need to add
Yeah, we-
one to my stack.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I have 2 now, and I gave one away to somebody. Is it Puss?
Puss, yeah.
Yeah, well deserved.
Puss? Yeah, I see her talking all the time and stuff, so I'm glad she won. Yeah, I was just watching that movie that night, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make up a trivia question based on this movie, and
That's
I had
awesome.
to pick something that you can't just Google too. So I had like someone tell me what was on the kid's shirt in his yearbook. 'Cause as I was going through the movie, and that's just something that popped up. I'm like, there's no way someone could find that on Google, and I don't think they could. Maybe they did. I don't think though. Don't think so.
And what was the answer? What was the answer?
You know, it was a bird. I don't know what kind of bird. It looked like a peacock, woodpecker type bird. I don't know what the hell.
Oh no,
it was.
PTSD. You just said peacock. I have PTSD of ARG 1. Stop.
Oh yeah, that fake peacock. I didn't even see anything there. I didn't see any of those animals or an alien and all that. Like,
yeah.
like I downloaded that and I froze frame it and blew it up, and I still couldn't see no animals. Like, I don't know, man. I think
I knew that was just not one that I was gonna win. I don't have the attention to detail in like that kind of way. That someone's always gonna find that before me. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, whatever. Hopefully the next one is gonna be like right up my alley, because I make up these kind of quizzes and
what,
riddles.
like NFT history or something.
No, not that. Just like puzzle and riddle and like
So what is right up your alley? Like what? Like yeah, what's like your
logic? I'm really good with logic stuff. Like give me a logic test, or like the whole law school stuff, man. It was like
finding patterns, and like shapes.
Patterns.
A lot of those like tests, it's like that's what you do. It's like weird. It's like pattern recognition.
And then like just a simple one would be like all A or B, all B or C, or some A's C or some C's A. No, maybe. Like you used to have to rep. Like when I was a kid, man, I used to do these books where it would be like 10 sections this way, 10 seconds that way, and then they would have a bunch of blocks. It was basically like a big clue game, and you had to figure out like who was in what room at what time and all this crap. And man, I used to love that kind of stuff until
I know exactly what you mean. Those are fun. I mean, those are fun.
As long as they don't piss you off, and I'm like, I'm out, I'm done. So real quick, somebody's Plunge Father. I don't know if you guys know him. He was doing a successful Twitch show, and he just recently took a job with Coinbase. He's like he's like a high up position in their NFT division or something. So that's a pretty good gig that he picked up.
Wow.
So here's some of the that's awesome for him. So he was just naming, like, there's a couple of people that's going through and naming what LATR meant. So I just want to read you some of them. The first one was latrine, and they added INE onto it. And then Los Angeles Techno Rollerbladers.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's actually sick.
Yeah.
Lower Angle Train Railroads. Local Area Transportation Review. Loquacious Ants Traditional Remedies. Large Area Tracking Range. Low Altitude Threat Radar. Linear Adaptive Transmitter Receiver. Long Arrow Triangulated Rumors. Library Area Tactical Responsers. Larry Auto Truck Radio. I love that one. Long. Oh, here's the best one. Long acronyms translating ridiculousness. But they were just going on and on about it. It was funny because someone's like,
That's hilarious. I love it.
Yeah, so they were just going on and on. It was funny though. Because they didn't know
it doesn't roll off the tongue. It doesn't roll off the tongue for a lot of people. And so that's why you hear everyone call it LATR. Dude, personally, I would always be open to like changing some things about branding. I mean, it's like if it's like a company, like I feel like that's fine. But like right now wouldn't be the time to do it when like our brand is good, really good.
No, it's fine. Like I just call it later. I just call it later. I mean,
yeah, and that's fine. Exactly. That's what people will do. That's like, so it doesn't matter. That's, you do whatever you want. Like, yeah, exactly. Like that's not going to hold anything back.
That's what all the banks do. You know, they have these long names and they just simplify it down to like TD or RBC or
look at SoFi.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
SoFi, like they did it awesome because So and Fi are both. Fi is a good word for like tech stuff now, but SoFi, whatever that means, what is it? Something financial, Southern Financial. It has like 3 words, and it is. Boom,
I mean, financial, probably, yeah. I would say that's
SoFi,
a good bet.
It's a bank, and they actually have a stadium named after them too. So yeah, like they're using that. Like that's awesome. You broke your whole thing down to four letters. Hopefully, you don't have to buy the URL on that because 4-letter URLs are probably expensive.
What, with the ETH domain?
No, just a regular URL. Not the ETH. They're not going to do ETH. No, I'm just saying, like, because back in the day when people realized that you could, like, basically scalp them, they went out and they bought, like, every combination of 3 and 4.
Yeah.
1, 2, whatever. Do they have 1-letter ones? There's, like, r.com.
I don't know.
We have
so what is the... So it does actually cost more to do those small to have this the 4-letter URLs
for ETH, yeah. For the ETH, yes.
Oh, for ETH, yes, I know for ETH. I'm saying for like
no, it's not more, but they're more likely not to be available.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah, I can never find any of them. I'm not ever looking for 4-letter ones, but
well, yeah, we got LATR.ETH, so that's good.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah. So, are you here, Miss Purple? No, not yet.
I'm here. Hello.
Oh, there she is. Hey, how are you?
What's up, everybody? I'm good. How's everyone doing?
I'm doing all right. So what time is it in your neck of the woods?
It's almost 5 a.m.
Oh,
how about that?
Oh my gosh.
I'm hearing in the background there.
What's that?
I said, are those the crickets I hear in the background there?
Miss Purple, yeah, she has a little.
They're up.
Yeah, like a weird feedback back here. Sorry.
Oh, he called them the crickets, and they're all up.
Yeah.
So let's get into what we were talking about right before we started the show. We were talking about the blueprints. Like, I just want to talk about that. Like, what's the floor right now on those? Is it still around 600?
Yeah, I just got them like 2 days ago, I think, or like a day ago, and it was like 580, and I was like, I couldn't even believe it. I was like, dude, I gotta just get, like, if I had more money, I would buy more of them, because I just feel like after our conversation, I'm like, dude, this game is like it's not gonna have enough of these.
Oh damn!
Player. How's it? What's it now? Well,
40.
$40?
No, 540.
Oh, it went down.
Oh well, that honestly, I would not be surprised because of a hack, right? Like I feel like you're gonna have some FUD there for sure.
Let's talk about that next. Like we have to kind of talk about that. I think like that's pretty brutal today, man. Like, and it wasn't like how did that many people mint? Like, come on, like why would that just come out of nowhere? Like, what is it? There was nothing ever said about that prior to today, and all those people just went and bought it. Like, yeah, I guess you could fall for something, but not if it's being pushed through every 3 seconds like a spam bot would do. Like, that's kind of a red flag, right? Like, I don't see how.
Were you around when that happened? Were you around when it was happening? Because I was asleep. Like,
yeah,
it was
yeah, I was there. My phone kept pinging.
What time was it? What time was it?
1:00 p.m. About 1. Then it came back around like 3. It
Wait,
happened twice.
It happened late too, in the middle of the night, because I had a DM this morning saying that it had been hacked.
Oh, last night too. Okay. Yeah, so they did
okay,
it.
because
They
I
did it more
missed
than
the
once.
entire thing. I thought, and I thought it happened like last night for me.
Yeah,
But
I wonder
like,
how it happened. Like, I wonder what they like. If somebody, one of the mods got access to one of the mods, or they got access through one of the channels allowing someone to be in there where they shouldn't be in there, and they get it. So I don't know. I mean, I've had it happen once, and it's only because I did not lock down who could create a thread in my announcement channel. But that wasn't what happened today, because they didn't create a thread. They basically hijacked his name, right? Did they use his? So they got his. So that
I
means
think they like stole his account or something.
yeah, his personal account was actually hijacked. So maybe he didn't have enough security on his end, on the back. But that wouldn't make sense, because why? But maybe I don't know. Maybe someone just hacked in and got it. They got
I don't
because
know.
he.
I mean, it's probably pointless for us to spec. Like, I guess we'll find out. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea. I didn't even know it was possible. And they all have. And Mac was saying, who's a mod, a chairman, and the chairman for LATR is like he was saying that all the mods have two-factor authentication. So
Yeah. No, they
like,
stole his account because he had to change it. He changed his account. I'm guessing they still have access to it. Like you
that's
could,
crazy.
because you can go in there and you could change all your stuff and reset the whole thing back, and that person would lose their access. So maybe they stole the access, and I don't know. Isn't it bound to your email though? Like I don't know how that part works. I haven't had any difficulties yet with mine. I've only had people try to take over some of my channels, and I was able to. I don't have a server that has 100,000 people in either. So boom, like that's a great server to hack for sure. I think they need to look into hiring a dedicated IT guy just to run that server now, though, too, because you can't have that happen. You can't create the FUD because, I mean, what was it? $87,000 was basically ripped off from people today.
Dang. Oof.
Yeah, that's a lot of money to make in that little bit of time.
Okay,
like,
so here's the crazy thing. This was so strange for me. My dad, like, he just joined the Discord the other day because like he's like an investor or whatever in it, but like he has no idea how to use Discord, but he like kind of joined it. And what's weird is that he's like definitely not like he's pretty smart, and as far as like not getting scammed in real life, like he's very good at not getting scammed. But literally, like he sent me, but I woke up to a text like one morning, like a week ago, and he had sent me a screenshot of like like a DM, scam.
yeah,
And then he was like, and the text said like, "Is this legit?" or something like that, and like some other thing. And then I woke up and I was like, dude, I hope you didn't do like, I hope you didn't do that. No, like definitely not. And I didn't even think to like tell him, because it's just like, to me, it's so obvious to like not do
yes,
that stuff. But like, he's not an idiot. And he definitely just like, he said he would have 100% gotten scammed if he had the ETH in his wallet. And I'm like, what the shit? I'm like, this is not good, dude. I'm like, this is not good. Because like, if he would get scammed, like think about and it's because people don't know how Discord works. They don't know that you could just like create a bot to do this. Like, so it's like it looks legit to them, and I get it. And it's just like, damn, it just sucks.
and the people that don't follow along all the way that closely, and they just see that pop up on their phone through notification saying a push notification saying, "Hey, we're selling these for the holiday." Like, yeah, they could get a lot of people like that, like easy.
And because there is legitimately so much FOMO, and the problem is sometimes like that FOMO, like you actually need that. Like sometimes you need that. Like for instance with Neo Tokyo, like that second outer citizens thing, like it happened so fast. Like I missed it just because I didn't have enough ETH in my wallet at the time, and by the time I transferred it, I was trying to mint. Yeah, but my point is like I'm like sitting there spamming like mint, I'm like trying to get it, because and literally 5 seconds later, it's like selling for 5 ETH, right? Instead of 1.
Oh my God.
So it's
yeah.
like, so the point is, it's like situations like that actually create like the environment where people think, yeah, sometimes you do just have to like, ape into things. And then that is like, there's nothing you can do about it, but like, that's like a legitimate reason that people FOMO, because there are instances where it's like a race against the clock.
No, it big time is. I'll tell you an example of this. This is like really primitive now, but this is like one of the very first projects that were like a really big hit. Well, I don't know if you guys ever heard of Ghost, Pain Gang. He's like he's an artist, and he makes he made these things that are like Ghost. Then he made like Immortals. Oh man, I should know all this because I had my hands on a bunch, but then he made a whole bunch of these other things that were just like memes. So anyway, how he would do it is he would post in his Discord channel. He's like, all right, go. He's like, you have to put this number in for a bid, first 50 get it. And that's how you got it. So 50 people, the first bids, and he go through and accept the 50, and then that's it. But he was doing this one thing one day, this was beyond crazy. So in his he didn't post it, but he had it on OpenSea. And one day he just posted 2 things for sale, for legit sale, for like I think they were 0.5 ETH each. And at the time I had like 0.4 ETH. So I couldn't buy it. I was pissed I couldn't buy it. But I saw it there, and like in the Discord, people are like, whoa, there's something showing up there. I don't know what it is. I don't know. What should I do? And everybody's just staring at it for like 5 minutes. And lo and behold, here comes my buddy. And he's like, I just bought this for 0.5. I was just singing the toilet and blah, blah, blah. I saw it pop up. That thing right now, just take a guess what it's worth. Take a guess what it was worth like 2 weeks later and what it's worth now. There was 2 of them.
I don't know.
It's worth
It could be anything. It's NFTs. It could be anything.
It's probably worth about 30 to 40 ETH.
What?
Easy.
Jesus.
The guy, he's like one of the most popular NFT artists now, and he only made like 20 of them. They're in a set. I think they're called Immortals. And then the first ones were
so that'll create the FOMO. It's just like,
yeah, and this guy, he was like the master of FOMO, like the master of it, because he would always like just throw you like little tips and hints about what's going to happen, and then it would happen, but he wouldn't tell you exactly how it's going to happen, so you like have to figure out and guess and just get in there and be first. And I'm like, you put the wrong, like I've been in them before where I accidentally added like an extra number and I was out. I'm like, that sucks. But that's what you have to do. Like when you see stuff that you want, like boom. Yeah, everybody like back in the day when they only had like one NFT project every like 2 or 3 days, that's what would happen. Like someone announced there's a project and everybody be huddled up in their discourse like project, let's get it. And we'd all just go in there, we'd mint them, and they sell out in like 2 minutes, everything. Like even the dumbest crap. And we'd all buy them and we all compare. And a lot of times back then you didn't even know what you got until like a week later because they sold them all and then they rendered them, and that because they wanted to make sure, probably because they didn't want to pay all the gas fees and all that crap to start doing all that in the beginning. So yeah. So you didn't even see your stuff right away. It was so different, and it just keeps changing and changing. I love where we're at now. Like these guys came out well prepped, and someone said on YouTube last week that they've been doing this for 2 years now. This whole game. Someone said that they've been planning this and working on it for 2 years.
Metamafia said 2 years.
Oh, he said that.
Yeah.
What during the Twitch or during the?
He typed it in the chat.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah, I didn't know where he was typing. Yeah, that sucked because he said he couldn't get in because he was on his computer.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what do you guys want to talk about before the AMA opens up? Does Miss Purple or Hishian want to say anything?
No, I just think overall, like you said, things just need to be directed. I feel bad for the people that went in and aped in today, but in the end, when you're seeing 100 notifications in 2-3 minutes, you got to think real quick that that's probably not an accurate thing going on.
No, but the first time it happened, it wasn't a million at a time. It was just like one single one. I believe I believe. And then today it wasn't. But I also think that the team's going to have to repay those people the money in order to keep, because it came from that guy's name in the official announcements channel. Like, how can you not reimburse those people?
I think they will, right? I think they're
I think
planning
they
on it.
have to.
What
I
the
think they have.
ultimate scam? The
What's that?
the ultimate scam would be the scammer scamming people out of their money, but being the victim himself, knowing that nowadays these developers will pay back the people who got.
For sure. I saw that. I saw people saying that's going to happen too. But that's probably. I wonder how many they bought. Like, they can actually probably, unless they used a bunch of different bot accounts and did it too that way, and make so you don't look like it's all through one channel. Like, people are very, very good at locating people as well, though. Like following all the wallets all the way back to like the initial transaction and finding people's. Like, I see people get doxxed all the time doing this stuff, and it's like, how the hell did you dox that person? Like, well, I found that they used the IP address here, and
It's like an ARG.
yeah, it's crazy. I saw a guy get doxxed once within like probably 1 hour of scamming somebody. Like, and it was like 3 people just looking into it, and they found where the guy worked, where he was on vacation that day. Like, they could actually like go to the hotel the guy was at and like be like, hey dude, you stole that stuff. Like, and he gave it back. He's like, all right, I'm not dealing with it, because they're gonna call his boss and all this stuff, man. Get the guy fired. And yeah. And it turns out the guy actually like wrote for a newspaper too. It's like, what are you doing, man?
Of course.
All right. So what do you guys want to talk about? The AMA stuff. Are we doing it here? If we do it here, how do you guys want to open it up? Is people gonna come here? I'll go post on the thing. I'm gonna.
I mean, you could even have them just post questions. Like, I mean, honestly, if you want, you could just have people post questions and like chat with like, and either here or like in the Discord, and then you can just read them too if you want.
I think Purple had something to say because I saw her unmute herself just earlier.
Oh, also, I'm sorry about the crickets. I'll fix it eventually. But I was just gonna say that I actually the first time when the hacker came in, I almost fell for that because that was in the announcements, right? So I was like, maybe this may be legit. But then when I was there, I was like, but they haven't said anything, you know? But so that was just me personally feeling like I would have loved to read more about this. Why are they doing this right now? So then I stepped back, and then I realized that the announcement was deleted, but I thought it was deleted because they had ran out. So I was like, okay, maybe because there's 1,000, they were all gone. So then they decided to delete the announcement. It didn't kick in until I saw people talking about it, that it was an actual scam. Because I mean, I thought it's in the announcements. It was the furthest thing from my mind that they.
Oh my gosh, dude! I can't imagine like the people there that knew it was a scam trying to tell people that it was a scam, but like it's in the announcements. Like, oh Jesus!
Yeah,
because you can
so
think
there were
they're
a lot of
lying to
people
you.
who were saying, but exactly, because some people saw syn.city, but there was a discrepancy with the front part of the URL.
There wasn't a dot. There wasn't a dot in this. City has a dot in the middle. Syn.city.
Exactly. So that one was just Sin City, right? But nobody really pays attention to that when you're in the moment. So I was only able to not get scammed because I think too damn much. So I was sitting there thinking, but I didn't read anything on this, and I don't feel comfortable doing this because I read nothing on it. But other people felt like, oh my God, you know, I need to get in this thing now. And they're like, but it says Sin City, so why wouldn't it be true? So it was a complicated situation the first time. The second time it was just irritating because that was just like coming in every 2 seconds. So I can totally believe that there are people who fell for it the first time because I mean it's in the announcements, right? So yeah, nobody was sitting there thinking we're about to get hacked.
Yeah. So that, man. So do we know how many people got scammed?
How much was it? It was about $500 worth. What was the cost?
$500.
I think it was like 540 per a mint.
1 BNB.
And they sold
It was one
87,000.
BNB.
So this double that number.
87,000.
Just double 87,000 that somebody sold.
Really?
Wait, they sold
$87,000
$87,000.
worth.
Oh,
Oh,
dollars.
So I'm saying just divide 85,000 by 500, and that's how many mints there were. So that's like 150,000 mints.
Gee.
No, that's not the right number.
No, it's like
No.
85.
I'm not-
Trying to do
I'm not-
math live, dude. It's tough.
I can't do math at all. Now I have my calculator. 87,000 divided by
Like
5.
172.
172,000.
No,
No,
mints.
no. So yeah,
Okay.
172 people bought them, but some people
Okay.
might have bought more. Some people are saying they
I'm
bought
honestly
10.
surprised it was that low. Like, wow.
Me too.
got a lot of smart cats in the centers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Because I mean, from the announcements, man. Because that is such a like.
I bet
You
you
know that they. Yeah.
these guys were the same guys that did it to Fractal. It was the same style.
Well, I'm sure people copied that. It could be different
Yeah.
people. Yeah, because I mean, once you
Oh, I
figure
mean,
out, like,
direct correlation to that project. Jason, the founder of Twitch created that.
I know which one you're talking about now. Yes, for sure. Anybody in the audience? Hello, Goose. If you have questions, just ask away. You have at least 3 people here that know their stuff. I know enough.
Goose knows it. Goose knows his stuff. That's the thing. Goose is here to lurk.
Yeah.
Goose too. I posted it in the general chat in syn.city too. If anybody want to come from another syndicate with questions, just in general, or maybe you get people that want to join LATR or late. I'm just gonna call it later from now on.
You can. Yeah, that's fun.
I think once the dust settles, a good question would be, is Meta going to be dropping any stealth drops, things of that nature? Because it was a stealth drop in the sense of it just showed up in announcements unannounced.
Yeah, I
And
think
that
they
might-
said
that
they're
might
not going to
clear
do that,
some
right?
things. So
No, that was too weird. I don't think they can do that ever now. Like,
Yeah, but didn't he say in this latest announcement, like, we'll never do that? Did he? I think he said that.
I don't remember that.
Oh, look.
He might have.
We will not make any surprise mint announcements. Yeah.
Oh, no surprise mints. Yeah, I mean, there's no way, because everything that he's been, everything that they've sold so far has led up to. It's been led up to. It's not like boom, we're just gonna sell this like it happened. But
Exactly.
who knows?
And honestly,
quick.
people in the industry all around just need to not do that now, so that that's not legitimate.
True. I want to bring up Iceman. He just he was talking about this earlier on YouTube, weren't you? Introduce yourself.
Yeah, hey, what's going on, guys? How's everything
Hey,
today?
man.
Pretty good. You?
Hey.
Been pretty busy.
Yeah, I saw you've been pushing out these YouTube videos of basically warning people what to look out for these scams. So just tell everybody right now, like who's ever listening and people watch later on here too, like what main things are you warning people about, like what to look out for when you join it, when you're in a Discord, and just like how do you avoid what happened today?
Well, it's kind of tough, right? Because you have people coming into the Discord channel, and it's not the regular people that's in there, because everyone pretty much knows that
We
we already know how the whole thing works. You know, we're in constant contact with the developers. They're constantly communicating with us, so we understand when everything is dropping. The main problem is all the new people coming in, they don't know what's going on. And just like a lot of other projects that's going on, as soon as you get in there, it's like, oh, let me get an NFT really quick.
Yeah.
So that's the issue. And we kind of need to create more of an awareness about that. So that's the main reason why I've been trying to jump on these videos real quick, is because there's not enough awareness to that with the new people that's coming in. Unfortunately, people are going to get, they're going to get hurt by it. But if we can communicate as much as possible and let people know that, that's not the way things are done around here, then we can save some people from, getting hurt.
Exactly. I think in the future, like, I mean, it's kind of like you would think that all projects will become whitelisted, and you'll have to be like pretty much just be on a whitelist in order to do it, because that's the most secure way to do things nowadays. Without, because then if you're on a whitelist, you know you're on a whitelist, and it's public before it comes out, so you have time to repair and all that, and you can mint at any time, so you don't have to pay high gas fees if you're on like Ethan or whatnot. But until then, and until we have more secure, oh, it was what are you right here? Who's crypto?
It's Goose.
Oh, crypto in general.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Discord really like it. I mean, that's such a problem. Like
It is. They're getting.
it's such a problem with all, like, if you want crypto to like go mainstream, that it's like still like it's just. I mean, but the thing is, this is what happens like when there's like when you're on like a new frontier. It's just like what's going to happen. It happened with the internet. It happened with cell phones. You know, it's like there's always just going to be like until people just like adjust. So like we're just in that stage where like it like really is just like the Wild West, or like there's just pirates, dude, everywhere.
That's exactly what it is. You're right.
I want to say one thing, but I don't want to go down this road. So just let me say it and don't talk about it again, because it's a really long discussion if we were to keep doing it.
You sure you want to jump down that rabbit hole?
No, I'm just going to say one thing, and you guys just say nod your head yes or no if you agree. I think every single time somebody gets scammed through one of these things, it's just another step of the government getting closer and closer, just clamping it all down. Like, I just think that's going to happen sooner than later now, because it's. I mean, you have articles coming out in some of these they're mainstream art magazines, online art, whatever you call them, online publications, and they are repeatedly saying NFTs are scams, just like crypto kills the earth. Like that's what their first sentence of every story says those words.
Do you expect them to go down without a fight?
I don't. Like who go down without a fight?
I mean the existing power structures that crypto challenges, like they're just obviously always looking to like
but that's fake now.
Cast out on it.
That's not even real anymore. There's only like 129 whatever million bitcoins left to mint, and or something like that. And then also they say 60 to 70% of Bitcoin is owned now by institutional investors who are like the big banks anyway. So it's not like, it's not the same as it was back in the day.
Well, if you're just talking about the distribution of like the Bitcoin, that's one thing. But I mean, it's a whole other rabbit hole. We're not going to go down.
I'm not going in all the DeFi tokens and all the shit coins. Yeah, I said that's a long.
No, I feel you. I got
40-hour show.
It's an infinite conversation that's not going to end.
Yeah,
exactly. We're not gonna wrap it up with this LATR AMA.
Yeah. So let's talk. Do you have anything else to add, Iceman, before we get into it? We're just gonna ask people questions or talk amongst ourselves about just certain things about syn.city in general, and if anybody has anything LATR specific related that's not getting into our private details, because this is public, we can answer those too.
I think that let's just get right into it and start answering questions. I love communicating, so let's get the questions going and we can start jumping on that. Is that cool?
Yeah, I don't see a question yet though. So someone asked a question over here for us.
That's the problem. We need the people to ask the questions.
We need the people.
Well, I have
some questions.
You know what? Holiday week.
Yeah, for sure. So I have a question. How is U.S. players gonna be able to play this game? Like, I came and buy a blueprint without going through you, Mr. Biz, and now this IDO is not even in the United States and Canada. We came and buy it. It says when I went on, I did all that thing for the whitelist, and it said you live in the U.S. you can't do it. So, am I even gonna be able to play this game in the U.S.? Like, how's that gonna work? I know that the SYN passes are an open sea, but everything else seems to be pretty much walled off to me.
You want me to
Whoever,
answer that? Okay.
anybody, whoever.
Yeah, we don't really have I don't have an answer for that one either.
So for they recently announced BlockPad. So for BlockPad, I don't think the KYC applies to Canada. I don't know if it does for US. I believe US is not allowed to participate in it. But in terms of the allocations amount, I mean, because this is such a blockbuster game, you can look at this allocation amount as being something kind of really small. Like I participated in the Sidus IGO, and what we got was literally like $26 per allocation. And it translate, and not just that, I'm cool with that. That's not a problem. What I wasn't cool with is that they were releasing it 10% a month. So for me to get my 100% of the allocations, I would have to wait 10 months before I get everything, which I found like that it didn't really make too much sense to me, because the way it was ran on Ignition Launchpad, we got everything up front. So if it was a $250 allocation, we got that right away. And so I don't know if that's a new thing that they proposed, because after the launch, usually the token shoots up and then it gets dumped on right away. And so
that's what always happens.
Yeah, and what you're seeing now is that when these tokens launch, they don't actually dump that hard. So I'm wondering if it's something that they changed to preserve the price of the token, as opposed to just unleashing all these small allocations out.
Probably.
Yeah, I always wonder that too. Like, yeah, look at the SOS that came out. That actually is still going up, or at least it's
it's coming down now. I think.
It? What about the one that just came out? What was the one that just came out through?
Which one
was it? 2 days ago. I'll have to find it now. But oh, what's that? Hello. So you think? Well, you just said different things, but so you think that the gameplay will not be on Binance, or will be available on Binance US at least?
How do
I get my rewards in the game? I should say.
So you're speaking in terms of the gameplay itself. Okay, well, here's the thing. Maybe the IGO or IDO it's going to be hard for Americans to participate in. I mean, I think we can.
No, not forget about that. I'm just about when the game comes out and I want to collect my rewards or whatever. Am I going to be paid in BNB? Am I going to be paid in ETH? Like, will I be able to pick? I know it's supposed to be multi-chain, but are the chains going to be available in the US?
Yeah, 100%. Anything that's on the secondary market is available to you guys, either through Uniswap or any other centralized exchange that's compatible. But usually it's going to be through some DEX. So depending on where they decide to put liquidity to, that's the exchange that people would go to. And I know that that's available in the US to all Americans.
And another reason why I was going to say the blueprints are still so low is because we can't buy them here in the US. So like a lot of people in the US, we like to buy stuff. So like, and we can't buy those. And if you don't have a workaround through like you or someone else that's out of the country that knows how to get back into that person's wallet, because that's not an easy step either. Because you have to be like, I didn't know how to add that BSC into mine and all that. So like you had to teach me that, or I go back on Google and look. I mean, it's not that easy unless like you're really used to doing that.
Yeah, that's just another thing about crypto in general too. Is like when I'm trying to, and it's always when I'm trying to help my dad do stuff. I'm like, dude, this is so complicated. Like when I'm doing it, I'm so used to it now that it's like you just go and it's like what it is. But when you're trying to show someone else how to do it, who like doesn't know what's going on, I'm like, oh my god, this is like such a horrible process. Like that's how you know you're early. Like that's how you know you're so early, is because like it's not even usable.
Yeah, it's the onboarding and offboard. It's the on ramps are like they suck. That's why Top Shot was
but that's
so
to
good.
me that's what makes me like, to me that's like bullish for like the price, because it just shows it's like that's keeping so many people out. So like you fix that stuff and you're gonna
so many. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't do everything that you did, Mr. Biz, on his back end to get it all back into my wallet, I would have never did that. I'm like, I would never figured that out.
So I wonder if they'll be able to, if they're going to try to sell them to the US at any point, and that will, or like I don't know how that'll work.
They should have done it in the beginning. Like what happened there?
They have 2 more IDOs that they're talking about, right? So
Okay.
Okay.
what other platforms could they use that would be available for people inside the U.S.? Do you know any offhand?
Well, I think the
Nitpicks.
whole purpose of the IDO would be to get in at a price that's that's a lot lower than what it's going to be as the market dictates it. The problem is that I don't know if legally Americans are allowed to participate. I mean, there's ways around it.
There's ways around it, but is there any platforms that are? I don't know any.
There are.
offhand.
There's two. There's two of them.
right?
There's two
Gemini.
platforms in general that I know of. I just don't have them on top of my head. They're on my other computer. I have them bookmarked there. But Niftex is one, or Niftix, something like that, where you actually it's like a whole liquidity pool. But you could do it on Uniswap. Like, why couldn't you do it there, or at least do the trading there?
Well, yeah, you would have to exchange it through Uniswap, but
Well, I'm just saying Uniswap's fine with me. Like,
yeah.
their fees are way lower than I pay using the MetaMask swap. Oh, the other thing is MetaMask. It's Mask. Have you heard of that? It's another token that was just dropped 2 days ago.
MetaMask.
Mask. Yeah.
Ask no.
MetaMask dropped their token.
It's not MetaMask. It's unofficial. It says, but so was SOS, I guess, in a way. But yeah, it's supposed to be correlated to MetaMask. And what they did was they did a screenshot of when you open up your MetaMask until now, and how much ETH you've traded back and forth between wherever, and you got that many coins. I think I ended up getting around.
That's pretty nice.
Oh, show me this link, man. I'm unaware of it, but I've been trading on several wallets.
I'll hunt it down. I end up getting 25 million of them.
Jeez.
I'll post it in here when I find it. But someone has a question. There's actually two questions now. Here's one.
Damn, that's a good question.
Yeah, I think really, I hope that the devs really have put some thought into this, because this is really the make it or break it of syn.city, whether it gets like mass adoption or whether it's limited to a certain capacity. Because obviously, if you're putting all this effort and you're not generating enough to reflect that effort, then why would you play the game, right? So
yeah.
I think, to me, what I think is if you can generate between 1 to 300 as a free to play player, you might have something here, because then for you to generate 3 to 5, you might have to acquire some assets. Well, it might be worth it to invest into your character, beef them up. So in terms of those different tier systems, I really hope that the devs have really thought this out, and I'm under the impression that they have, which is like what I was trying to get at with Meta Mafia. So I really believe that they have the best interests of all the players. Doesn't matter, and like, of course, the ones that are coming in as free to play players. And if they do it the right way, I believe that we have something truly amazing in front of us.
Yeah, hopefully. I agree with that too. Don't use that link I just sent. Sorry. I just posted a link.
Another scam, dude?
No, it's not a scam, but I don't think it's the same thing. So ignore that. It's late for that. Someone else had a question. It was from
dude. Okay. Oh, real quick. I just jump.
Yeah, everybody answer the question.
I mean, I definitely don't know at all. Like, I feel like I need to know more about. Like, it's hard to know like actual dollar amount like right now, except like comparing to other games. But as far as like the syndicate wide level, it's interesting to think about, like, so like what would the revenue streams like be specifically? So like if you have a vault and it's storing assets to get yield and like you're renting them out, like, I mean, that's a huge revenue source if you like as you get bigger. Like that would be like So that's like a big one. And then there's also I have a feeling. So there's going to be, like you were describing, Mr. Biz, some like a tax system, right? So like the syndicate at some level is going to collect some tax, right? And then it also pays tax to the overall thing. And then there's like a universal basic income, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, I was wondering about that part too.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
Yeah, but I don't want to get into that right now, honestly.
Okay, yeah, we don't have to get into that. I was just,
You don't
yeah.
want- all right.
No, I
That's
just
fine.
think that that's beyond what we're doing here.
I was just saying, yeah, to answer that question, you'd have to like think about all those different things, and there's just so many different revenue streams.
Yeah, like he brought up,
potentially
yeah.
for syndicate.
I wanted to talk about that within the syndicate before we brought that out in public, honestly, because someone brought up today, we don't even know all the revenue streams that are going to be out there right now, and I think that before we start publicly debating it, like we should at least nail some stuff down first, because
Sure, yeah,
I mean,
no,
right now we're just like guessing, and
Yeah.
I mean, we could be wildly guessing at wrong things. Here's something from, I don't know if he's the leader of Hack, but I know he's in Hack, right?
Metaverse HQ, I guess.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have like
No.
200 people, but I mean,
And it's up for grabs, to tell you the truth. Anyone, like I feel like it's definitely going to get way more competitive now that they opened it up to like these other big guilds and stuff. So the more that this Discord grows, the more it's going to be competitive. So we got to be sharp and just each do our own part within our own syndicate.
Here's a good one, I think. I think this is a great question.
Before we move on to the next question, I just have 2 points. The first one is with the other question with the earnings and stuff. So we don't know exactly, obviously, but what we do know is that Roy wants it to be in such a way that anyone in the US can earn money from this and actually make a living from it. So it will definitely be more than minimum wage in the US, right? So anybody else who's living outside of the US, if your economy is as whack as mine is, you're probably gonna have a whale of a time. But if you're in the US, then that might be a bit of a thing that we'll have to, wait on to kind of see what's up. And then with the biggest competitor in the ARG, I don't really know if we can count these big gaming guilds as competitors, because a lot of them are probably just going to come in for the actual playing and not for the ARGs, because a lot of them can probably afford to buy the sim passes, right? So I want to be diplomatically correct here and say everybody is literally competition, because it's not always a numbers game, right? MVHQ is not that big, but they got the last one. It could easily just be keeping your ears to the ground, and sometimes it may be that the smaller you are, the easier it is to control information. So there's a whole bunch of possibilities. I'll just say everyone at this point is competition. We know we're the best, but for diplomatic purposes, we can say everybody.
All right, your guys' take. I like to hear everybody's answer to this one.
On this one that's up on the screen right there.
Yes.
So I like I said, my wild speculation is that you're gonna get they're gonna get in-game assets that give them a very strong competitive edge against even much larger guilds, because these are limited assets. So you can do a lot of tipping the balance using that probably. So that's just my guess, because that's the only way I shouldn't say that's the only way. There's plenty of other ways probably that they could do that. But Meta Mafia has multiple times said that he's ensured that they're trying to make sure that the syndicates, the homegrown ones, have a significant advantage, and to the point where he was saying that's what's delaying it a little bit, because of the legal implications of doing that.
Yeah, I wondered about when he was talking about legal counsel. I'm really curious what that's going to entail, and what are the plans, and why do they need a legal counsel for it? So I'm curious what he's meaning by that.
Because property, probably.
I just think they want to make sure that they're doing it the right way. You don't want to overstep anything, and I mean, I'm sure their intentions are really good, and they really value what we've built here as a community as a whole, not just speaking as of course later is awesome, but I mean the whole Sin City as a whole, the community. So the dialogues that's been in front of us in the general chat to like just the like just the friendships that are in place. I mean, they see all that, and they want to reward us somehow, and they want to make sure that at least make things even, or support us to some degree. So what that translates to, we don't really know exactly, but we do know that they have our backs in a sense, and they're willing to work with us on that.
Well, that makes sense because we've believed in the project since we've been here since day one, pretty much, and we've been the main pushers for this whole project with getting reaching out to everybody, explaining everything, trying to guide everyone through the Discord channel, explain to them what the project's been about. So I mean, in a way, we've been doing all the legwork for them.
Yeah,
So,
and so
it's definitely 100% a partnership, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's really important what Miss Purple said about what Roy mentioned at the AMA with regards to as a American making like a real wage income. That's something we can share with everyone, because that's the information that's going to get new players to commit. Like that's the type of information that gets new recruits in and willing to commit themselves and engage in the community, because they know that the fruits of this labor is going to merit to some degree. Like,
I mean, if you think about it, right, the game didn't even launch yet. I think we're at 120,000 people inside the Discord channel. I mean, the game didn't even launch. You have that many people. So imagine once the game launches, how many more people will be involved. That will be able to support the whole economic structure in there. And there'll be so much cash flow going around. The more people you have, the more valuable the game will become, and the more money people will make. So it just makes so much sense.
Yeah, and I think the bottom line is this: it's that free to play player with little to no money going into this with little to nothing and coming out with something. If that
that'd be awesome.
Make something, that is it right there. That is the catalyst that's going to send this thing flying to the moon.
Absolutely.
Yep. And that's their main concern. So I think it's just like I have a hard time believing they aren't gonna get that right. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And you have Roy, who basically said it.
Yeah.
All right. So I got a question. Actually, maybe you guys have heard this, or maybe you haven't. I don't know. So we know that the gameplay is going to be you're going to have gangs fighting against each other, like a battle of 5 versus 5.
Four.
Or it's 4?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so 4 versus 4. What about the person that's a lone ranger? He doesn't belong to a syndicate. What kind of gameplay is it going to be for that kind of person? And is there going to be a place for that person too? Do we have any information on that? Or because when they showed the recent trailer, it kind of looked like that there was a single player part to it, like a GTA style. So I'm curious to see if there's been any updates to that or any information.
I thought that was just my personal opinion. That was just like what you see like in a Madden football game or something, where it's just like showing something. I don't think that's gonna be the gameplay. I don't think this game. It's not a first person shooter or anything like that. It's like a match play / turn by turn game. So I mean, I guess one player didn't he hint at that where one player could
he could rent.
Player could control 4 characters.
Yeah,
So maybe,
but I think those characters are gonna have to be borrowed or rented.
Mercenary, probably mercenaries, right? Mercs.
So basically, you could have someone that has a lot of money and buys a ton of freaking NFT characters, and what if he decides to create his own syndicate, and he's just battling everybody? That you're saying that could be possible?
Yeah, I guess that'd be funny to see. Oh man, I can think of a few people that could do that, but they don't have the time to do that.
Yeah.
I think the game is designed in a way where it's more beneficial to be part of a syndicate. You're right about the one player controlling four members, and the reason for that, I mean, they or you could do it this way. So there's two ways. One is one player controls four characters for the team. The other way is one player controls each independent character. So basically, you could involve more members of the syndicate, and so you would team up and battle. The reason why it's both ways is because it's more inclusive. So you're not limiting to people who just want or who have to join a syndicate. If you got those lone players that just feel like they can just go out there and do it all, they can do that. They can participate in that way. And so they made it very they tried to basically make it as inclusive as possible to allow any player to come in and play this game.
I like that. Yeah, they have to make it good for one player, because I'm like always that guy that's like online where I like I had Xbox and all my friends had PS4 and I could never play in my damn games with anybody. So I'm like the Lone Ranger. I only played like pretty much PV1 games because I didn't have anybody to play. And then when some of my games did have cross capability, I go play and they just make fun of me, so I quit. Like they were just so good because they were playing all the time in guilds and doing raids and everything on these games, like Destiny 2. Like I played on.
Yeah, you can't fall behind in Destiny.
No, like we went to a big raid, and I just kept dying. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Like, well, your position, you're supposed to be there and doing this. I'm like, well, I never did this. Dude, just tell me what to do. And they're like, just don't die. I'm like, okay.
I know. And then you have to be that guy that like is messing up everyone else's raid.
Oh yeah, I screwed them all up. I was like, all right, guys, I'm out, because they've been doing this. They do this stuff like every single day, like once or twice a day. They do these damn things.
You got to go all in or not at all in those games.
For sure. So yeah, I got rid of it.
This is an all-in-one
my Destiny 2 raid. All right, here it is. There's another question, and I want to know this answer too. I mean, I've heard you guys talk about it, so I like to tell everybody else what's going on.
Mr. Biz is my finance guy on the blueprints.
Man, honestly, this is going to be the thing is there's actual moon potential with these NFTs, right? And it can come through a myriad of ways. I think based on gameplay alone, if the more utility this can bring, obviously that's just going to drive demand. You have guilds that if they wanted to be all crazy with their antics, they can sweep it up and basically rent it out to whoever wants to use them. And then, I mean, in terms of a price, basically somebody doing that. Now, then you would ask yourself, what would you pay if you knew that this thing could take your income from here to there? What value would you put a blueprint if you knew that?
Dude, yeah, when you put it like that,
quantify this in the game, because now you have some experience. What value would you place on that? Now that becomes the very issue, and in terms of how this floor will go from like where it's at now to who knows. I mean, this is only an 8,000 collection with real utility, with how many players out there that all competing for the same things, the same objectives, which is the chance to just make real wage income and maybe beyond that.
That'd be awesome if you can actually make money off the game, honestly.
So let's put, if you think it's realistic that it could help you make like $50 more a day in the game if you have a blueprint, right? That's a pretty conservative estimate, right?
Yeah.
Well, you're rewarded by winning, and if that blueprint makes me win more, oh hell yeah, I'm incentivized to get this.
Yeah, so that like if it's just $50 a day and that's like you put that over a year, that's $18,000 just like it would take if you only made $50 back from having that blueprint per day, which I think would probably be more potentially, but like then that's $18,000 in a year, right?
Yeah,
so it's like, and right now you can get it for $600.
This is all speculation, though. That's the thing. It could be more, or it could.
I mean,
be less,
no, it's
you know?
it's based on what they're saying. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, for sure. Yeah, you're right, because the blueprint, we don't actually know exactly what advantages the blueprint gives you, but I just think $50 a day. If okay, so if they think the baseline is around $100 to $200 a day, somewhere in there, then like I don't think it's that crazy to say that like having their main like utility NFT in the game would give you $50 more potential. I don't know though, but yeah, you're right. It is speculation.
It's such a hard question to ask because there's so many factors that go into it. You know, I think the biggest factor is the execution of the game in general. I mean, the developers haven't dropped the game yet, so that's gonna be the big thing. Once the game actually drops and everything's perfect and there's no bugs, and you got a lot of people playing, the price is gonna shoot up. It's guaranteed.
Hey,
But
who heard the blueprints as being the holy grail?
well,
Was somebody there with me when I heard that?
No, they said
Wait,
that.
no. Oh, did they say that?
Didn't they say that? Was someone
Who's
there?
they?
I mean, I don't want to be the only guy that heard that, but I swear I heard the word holy grail and blueprints in the same sentence.
Who's the they? Who said this?
Well,
Was
they,
it-
again, whoever was with me on that AMA or the live stream.
which one?
Yeah,
was
but
it?
like it came from Roy or Meta.
Oh,
You don't
Meta.
know?
Meta.
Meta. Okay. Because
Oh,
I believe it because they drop alpha in some of those AMA, in some of them. I think like the latest ones that I've been in, I have been kind of disappointed with like the lack of like kind of cool alpha drops. But like but a couple weeks ago, I remember when they were saying like, because like sometimes people will press like give us alpha, and then they'll like, they're like, oh fine, and they'll say something like that. And I remember that's when I heard that the Syn passes were going to be a multi-metaverse. Like it's going to be more than just Sin City, the Genesis pass.
Yeah.
Like it's going to be like the entire metaverse.
Yeah.
And then like after he said that, they were like, oh shoot, like it sounded like it was almost like they were not sure if they should have said it or not, basically.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so all I'm saying is like I believe that, and I believe the idea that in an AMA they would just like be like, you know what, I'll just like this will be this is the one little hint we'll give you.
Yeah, and actually, I wanted to clarify because the Syn passes and the word Holy Grail and blueprints were in that same sentence. So I was like, wait, what did he say again? Like, because I'm like, he's like, the Syn pass was, and he explained it a little bit, and then right after that, something Holy Grail, and then after that was like, oh, and the blueprints, and I'm like, and the blueprints? What do you mean? Because they're like the OG.
Which one's the Holy Grail?
Because yeah, exactly. And then not just that, it was because these are gonna be the first of it. There's gonna be more, but these are going to be the first of
The
it.
Genesis.
So
Genesis.
yeah, I remember he mentioned that too. So that's why I was a little confused, but as to what exactly, or did he meant like basically the first of the blueprints are going to be like the most awesome, and so as the Syn passes, and both of them would be considered like the holy grail of it. And on top of that, there's some scarcity involved because you can use these blueprints at the same time. So it's more
Also,
beneficial to have at least two, right?
Another thing he said too was apparently you're going to be able to take NFTs and merge them together. So
Yeah.
and create like a super NFT or a super blueprint, or a super.
Yeah, which
character.
means it's like a which is that? So is that like basically like a burn mechanic almost in a way?
Gotcha.
In a way it would, and that would also shoot up the price too. So I mean that's a good point also. But like I said, this is all speculation and everything. We're not going to know until.
Well, we know that they. Well, we do know. Well, we know that they
did
said
ask
that
the
you will be able to
question.
combine them.
I did ask the question if it's more beneficial to have more blueprints, and he said he didn't say it would be better, and I said, well, two would be different than having. Well, like there would be more benefits for having two than having one, because you get to do something with one and keep the other.
So, say that part again. I'm sorry. I was trying to read something. I just missed what you just said. What are you saying? Keep and buy, or keep and what do you do with the other one? I'm sorry.
Buy them all. Buy them all.
No,
I am buying as many as I can.
I tried to ask him if stacking those blueprints would have been more, give us increase of abilities in the
Oh, yeah, I
game.
heard this part. I heard that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
you said you couldn't. He said you can't stack them. Yeah.
You can't stack them, but you could use one and then save the other, like as a pass, and then the other one as something that I guess you could fuse it or reveal
Sell
it
'em.
or something like that.
You could probably buy 10 and wait like 6 months for the game to come out and sell 5 and make back all your money.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you have to wait. Yeah, 6 months
Yeah.
is a long time, but yeah.
Well, whenever people start using
And yeah,
them in
that's
the
like
game.
6 years. It's crazy how fast this goes.
Yeah,
so like
6 months.
because you
3
said
months.
you started in NFTs in January,
Yes.
right? So it's probably feels like it's been like 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah, for sure. Like, yeah, from the time when I began, when there was only Top Shot, to like 1 project a week to 3 projects a week, that was like it took like 2.5 months for that to happen. And then in the next few months, it was just lots of July. At the end of July is when you just got all this crap that just comes out all the time. You don't even know what the hell is good anymore. You have no idea, and nobody buys in all the projects, and a lot of projects don't even sell out anymore unless like they have some special thing that just stands out to everybody, or they pay an influencer a lot of money and they shill it for them. But a lot of times those are just cash grabs, and it goes up and goes right down, just like these shit coins. Like, yeah, I think this is a winner though. Like, that's why I'm here, and I've been on many teams now. I've been involved. Like my Discord, I have, I think, 250 different groups. Like, it's nuts, and I come here more than all of them now, except for there's a couple I go to, but they're privates. They're not a public one like syn.city. They're privates with people I've been talking to about NFTs for a while. But yeah, I think I just saw the investors and then the devs on this team, and it made me right there realize that I want to be part of this, because it's basically like it's one of those projects where you know it's not a rug pull for sure. It's not a rug pull, and you know that these guys that are involved in it, that they want to make it work. So I think they're going to do everything in their power to make it work, because you got a good team. You have Google, Yahoo, Roblox, and that other game. There's another game, EA Sports. Like, those are some pretty good engineer devs. Like, those guys aren't just a bunch of Joe Schmoes like working out of their garage anymore. Those guys all made money somewhere else, and now they're coming to do this, make more money. So yeah, I don't know where I'm going with all this, but I think this is like, as someone said,
So buy blueprints.
Buy
get some more.
Buy
I
blueprints.
I got Demon got me some blueprints, so we're chilling. Yeah, the first time that's the first time I even had, like, I tried to get NFTs like in my
You just needed them out.
Wait, what?
Goose asked that, but you just answered that.
No. Oh, you never mind.
Yeah, I agree with this. Send passes are the big thing that you want to own.
Yeah, agree.
But they're so much money. But send passes guarantee you territory, and I'm guessing that nobody can steal that territory, because there's going to be 800. I mean, how many territories are going to be? Is there going to be like hundreds of thousands of territories?
The gift that keeps on giving, baby.
Yeah, I mean, maybe if you own that, you're automatically tied to that territory until you sell it or get rid of it.
Yeah, but he also said that you're going to be battling for turf too. So how does that work out?
But I'm saying,
Well,
maybe
it wouldn't be all of it.
Well, maybe the send passes, you can't steal that territory ever. It's yours because you own the send. I don't know how that's going to work, but look what Demon wrote.
I should have stole your blueprints. How is Demon still like? I don't understand. I feel like I always see Demon on, but he has to go to sleep sometimes.
Well, it's morning for him now.
Okay, yeah, true.
Wait.
No, but Demon
No,
never
wait,
sleeps.
it's actually late morning for him. He should be sleeping.
Yeah.
Oh, what is it, Miss Purple? It's like,
no, it's afternoon for him. It's afternoon.
Yeah,
Demon
exactly.
never sleeps.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, I feel like I've seen him on all day though. So, like, for me, I don't know, whatever. It's so confusing.
Same
I love
as
it.
what's the other guy? Trophy or Troofy? He's like, oh, I have to go to sleep now.
Tugsy? Tugsy?
He's like, I have to go to sleep now, and then like he came back in 2 hours. Like, all right, I'm back. It's like, dude, go to bed, man. Go.
That's
Yo,
what I was, dude. I
went to
I
bed
don't
at
I
10 a.m. today.
Yeah, I never sleep enough anymore.
So how does Papa know that? Where does he get that info from?
Pardon me?
Not only is
The map is pretty big. You not only have cities, but you have turf within the city. Like, all right, what's he saying? Like, can you expand on this? Do you guys know what he's talking about?
Well, I mean, based on the gameplay that they showed, there was different cities involved, right? So, I mean,
I
you
didn't
could
see it.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, there was like Tokyo. There was a couple big name cities. I would assume like all that's part of the land
When
involved.
did they show that? When did they show that?
I don't know. It just
that they showed.
It's like in their graphics.
Yeah,
I feel like in their
maybe the other one
trailer
that's
and
on,
stuff.
Oh, I haven't checked out anything since like prior to Christmas, man. I had my old roommate came into town. He's been staying at my house since Christmas, so yeah, I haven't looked at anything.
So,
yeah, there you go. He just explained it right now.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, yeah, the gameplay. Okay,
That's sick.
and then on top
Dude, I'm
of
so
that,
pumped. This is gonna be crazy, man. I mean, that's the thing. We were talking about the price of like and the economy and stuff like that, and like we're not even talking about like the game might just be fun and people want to play it, like anyway.
You know what
Like-
I gotta give these guys credit for? That they chose to pick a style of game where it doesn't require crazy amount of skill. It's more like trading card based as opposed to first player shooter.
yeah,
Because that just appeals to everyone. If you're killing it, making a wage off of that, come on, man. All you got to do is beef up your character, have a stacked team, be part of a solid syndicate. I mean, and plug away. You're on your phone, you're chilling, you're waiting for the bus, you're doing whatever. Just hit the button, do your thing, come back
Let's
to
go.
it.
Dude, yeah, I love it. I feel like Mr. Biz needs to be like the pep talker for like our army of like gamers, like before they go out, like once the game.
Yeah, man, we're gonna kill it. Let's go.
Isn't that movie Player One like that?
No, the thing is, I don't know if new recruits or new players even understand what's in front of them. That's the thing, man. I just want to make it. I just want them to understand that it's very simple. It's very easy. Just
right here. This is correct. I've heard this a lot. That Criminal Empire is based off the same thing. So I'm going to have to check that out, and that'll show pretty much what this game's going to be like, they said.
Good point, Demon.
Yeah, I tried to download that game. It's not available, eh?
I don't know that.
Yeah, I couldn't download it.
No, even with like BlueStacks.
Oh no, I didn't try that hard. I just went to the App Store.
Oh, I meant like BlueStacks, where it's like it's called an emulator or whatever.
The emulator. Yeah, the mobile.
Yeah. So here's a question that someone brought up earlier on your Twitter Spaces, and I don't know if you have the answer. Is after they take the snapshot for the Size Matter campaign, what if a syndicate doesn't? What if they have the top 7 or 10, whatever it is, at that snapshot, but then a month later they drop out of that? Do they lose their channel in the public Discord? Do they lose that public channel that has their name, and do they lose a seat at the table? Do we know that, or it's just
I don't know.
I think what's going to kill it the most is inactivity.
Miss Purple, I hear the crickets.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I think you're right in that if you're inactive or your numbers are suddenly at the bottom of the totem pole, you're definitely going to get kicked out, because what they're trying to do is that every few hours, I don't know how legitimate that is or how that's going to function, but essentially there's going to be like a cycle where they always check, and then there could be a new round of people at the round table. So that's to ensure that everybody who's performing well, they as a syndicate have the opportunity to actually get to that table. So you always have to be up on your game, and if you underperform, you could lose your spot, and then getting it back could be more complicated, but it's possible for you to be able to get back. But the idea is to essentially encourage everybody to always be working to increase their numbers, keep their numbers high, because then that way you have the power to make financial decisions for the entire game, right?
That's
So
important.
obviously, if you are at that table for your syndicate, you're always going to be looking out for them. But if there's nobody from LATR, then it means there's nobody really truly looking out for us, you know? So the idea is to just always keep your numbers up and perform at your best
No, I
ability at all
agree.
times.
Great points. Yeah, when someone was they're going back and forth. I believe it was Archangel and someone I don't know that were going back and forth about numbers versus basically quality versus quantity of people. And I think you need both. Like honestly, as we said before the show started, you need the quality people up in the leadership positions for sure, and you need the quantity people as the bottoms, like basically fighting for turf and holding down your territory so nobody can get in and just come take them over. And you probably have to send out squads all the time to be going searching for like somewhere that's I can't think of the dang word right now. That's an easy taking, I guess. I
Yeah, it
can't.
can be rated. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
stuff
Just
like
something.
that. So you probably have different factions within it. Like you have your special ops, and you have like your raid your raid groups, and yeah, and then you just keep going through and pushing out, pushing out. But you also have to have people at the back watching over your stuff, so nobody does some sneak attack on you and takes over your stuff. Because if it's like any of the games I ever play on the phone, you have to hold these territories for so long in order to get the rewards for owning it. Like you have to hold it for like at least couple hours or a day or something before you're credited with any kind of reward in those games. So I don't know if it's going to be similar to that, but I would think, I mean, what else would it be based on?
Well, also, you also need like you said, in the quantity for staking purposes, because staking is going to be huge in it. So all the members are going to have to stake into their syndicate, and that's going to also increase your syndicate level right there.
All right. So this game's beginning to sound to me like it's going to be um like a big I don't know the word. I'm not a crypto guy. A staking event for like whatever you call
Farming,
that.
say, right?
Yeah, whatever. I'm not into that. So
Well,
okay,
because they
so
want to make sure that you're invested into your syndicate, invested in the game,
but
not
they
just.
make money off of that too. So I mean,
Hmm.
they're
Well, the
basically
whole chain makes money off of it.
Yeah,
The syndicate makes money, the round
yeah.
table makes money, the devs make money, and that whatever extra gets delegated back to the players.
I'll tell you what.
it's
So
an
here,
it's a it's an economy that they created,
Yeah.
and it's the constant flow of money going around. So I
for
mean,
sure.
if you create a scenario where everyone's constantly making money, then they're not going to constantly. You'll be pulling some out, but you're going to keep it in there because there's a constant flow. And you can make more.
Yeah, that's
That's
how
smart.
my point on this is like my very limited understanding of crypto is there's another game called like Tachamachi or Tachamuchi or Uchamuchi, whatever it is. It's gonna what?
Avogachi?
Yeah,
Is it?
that game. It's
Yeah.
gonna be it's a similar kind of game, and it's basically this game. In order to have a good coin or a token, you have to have liquidity, and you have to have something that's gonna want people to keep coming back and driving the value and keeping it up. So basically, what these guys are doing is they're creating a coin, but they're
Mhm.
putting a game on top of it, and that game
Yes,
on top of it builds liquidity to keep the coin going. So yeah, that's basically what this is to me, and
that's
it's not.
exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's awesome then. Yeah, that's great
Mhm.
because then people be buying in. Like, say you need like extra energy to go on this raid or something. Maybe you get a perk and you buy the perk, and then boom, someone gets some fees, and that goes back to the devs, and then everybody else their coin bumps up a tiny percentage or whatever.
And then based on what we're talking about, can you imagine if you get millions of people involved in it? Then the game's just going to be ongoing, and the economy is just going to keep growing, and it'll be a self-sustaining economy where people will just be playing the game at home, making money all day long. They won't even go to work anymore because that will be their work.
That'd be
Right.
awesome.
That,
Their
that
NFTs, their businesses will be making them money while they could be on the beach somewhere sipping on a pina colada.
Yeah, and when you start
That's the
taking the
dream.
labor workforce out of the actual working class, we're gonna get inflation like you've never seen it.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. Well, a lot of people. I'm not getting into this discussion today. This is a way different discussion, but I just say this. This is funny. The bot is talking shit to Papa Goose like
That's hilarious.
like what's going on there, Papa? I don't even
We
know how
have
to get.
Papa Goose and Daddy Scrumble, dude.
I don't even know how Nightbot works. Honestly, I don't even know what he spam. Like, I don't even know. Oh, he sent me the video and it blocked him. I don't even know how to access Nightbot anymore. I have to figure that out again. So that's our questions for right now, unless someone else has another question. So you guys answered mine. I think I had one more question, but this was more along the lines of LATR.
Hey, NFT God, you could pull up the link on Discord because Goose said he sent it to you, and then you can play it.
Oh yeah, I'll do that. It's only 26 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it probably gives you an idea.
Whoa, that's too loud. Oh man, I almost blew up my ears. Oh yeah, real quick though, just let me say one thing. This is my last thing I'm going to bring up tonight. Is this is specific to LATR, which could apply to everybody else's syndicates if they're on the show and listening. Is what do you think about a system? Like, I know we were talking about different ways to like the
When Moon,
What's that?
nothing. When Moon Archangel asks.
When Moon.
So you guys were talking earlier about like the recruitment process, and I know the way ours works. I kind of understand it, and I kind of learned more about the HR department today too. And so my question is, like, I know everybody right now is on the push for size matters, but what do you think about in the future for us, and whether you think it's a good or bad idea? In order for someone to come in through the recruitment process, they have to have someone vouch for them. So, like, that's real mafia. Like, real mafia, there's no way anybody's going to talk to you at a higher seat unless someone vouches for you at the lower level and they know that person.
Yeah,
Like, what, like, so you don't get all the, like, I could, like, honestly, I could pay someone that has a bot system to upload like 4,000 new members. I can go create a syndicate right now and get like 4,000 members and have these bots talk to each other all day long too to create the activity, and nobody would know any difference unless they were actually reading the comments. But some of these bots are pretty smart. I've seen them. I've seen bots in like Discords before where they're funny bots. I saw like 50 of them just talking to each other, like interacting. Like when one bot says something, the other one has a trigger to say something. I've seen it though. It's crazy. I've seen them just come in there and take over a Discord for like 20 minutes and just all leave. Like they just do it for like these hackers just have fun doing it. It's, like they're not like they're like the fun guys, like the white caps, I guess you would say, white hats versus the black, because there's like nothing to do in this Discord but just to have fun and mess with people and then leave. But I've seen them so someone could definitely create all these fake accounts and just plug up their syndicate, make it a top 10 or top 7 at the snapshot, and boom, they're there. Unless someone goes in there and checks out all their other stuff and makes sure it's not legit. But how are you going to do that, honestly?
Well, Meta said that they do vet out like who's spamming, like who's doing it the right way, and who's not. So it's not like they're gonna.
You can't tell. My way, you can't tell. You literally could not tell these were bots. You couldn't. If he would have spaced out when they talked to each other by like just a few more seconds, because they were just bam, 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 bam. It looks like they're having a normal dialogue conversation. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I can definitely see like, yeah, if they're good, like I could see like if you're just looking at their Discord and you're like scrolling through general chat, if you could be like, okay, yeah, this is a real conversation. Now, whether that would, like, the thing is other things that the syndicates are doing and interacting with the team that like I actually do think it would, like, they can tell, like they can tell in the aggregate. Like in the aggregate, it's like what is the syndicate doing and stuff like that. Like that's where the bots are gonna like not, work as well,
For sure. But they could also say if they're only talking their private Discord, which isn't even in the main one, and then in the main one they could keep just leveling up by talking gibberish all day.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not too concerned by it, but we'll see. I don't know.
No, I'm not concerned either because we already have our 7 main guys, and I respect all 7 people there. Have you guys heard of the new one? But I like what he says. He's trying to blame the hackers, the hacks on it. It wasn't them, man, for sure. It wasn't them. So what do you guys think about the other group called FAM? I've been seeing them popping up a lot. Who is that? Do you guys know?
They're another. Who said that they knew somebody? We were just talking about this today.
Are they new? Because I haven't really noticed them before, but they're now I see
They're
them
like a
lot more.
combination of three other. They're like a combination of like three
Immutable Ape.
smaller syndicates.
Immutable
They
Apes.
said they're a combination of 10 different projects.
Yeah.
10? Holy shit.
10 or 12. Yeah, it was a lot.
I think they're Immutable Apes. They're from Immutable Apes.
I'm about to bring in an entire group from another Discord. I guess there was like 25 guys that were in all this, and they had their own thing, but then something happened where they all got booted, or they didn't get leveled up, and they want to be in a good one. So I'm gonna bring them into ours. And but they said the reason why they didn't like ours is because when I joined, you had to beat that game, that dungeon game, and then you had to like fill out all this other stuff, but now you don't have to do all that anymore, right? It's just a quick, easy on. Like, how does it work now? Do you guys in the HR, or do you guys know what they're doing? Like, how many steps does it take now?
So right now to become like honestly, Miss Purple, you can probably answer this better than I could. So if you want to.
Yeah, whoever can. I just want to explain this to these guys because I can easily recruit them into, because they all like syn.city, but they're not in any they were going to create their own syndicate, but they never got enough to really move the needle any. But I could get them all in ours, man.
Well, she's not on meeting, so maybe she's not here at the moment. But I'll say, and I'm not like as familiar with the recruitment process as like I could be, but I do think now it's actually like they can just. I think there is, because actually my cousin went through it the other day, like at Christmas. And I think there was still like on the website, he filled out like a form, like a Google Forms thing to like just give some info.
What group you should be, what part? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But then like once you're in the like you can get the rookie tag once you just go through the basic nominee, and then like
that's what you have to do. You just go in there. Good. You go in there.
Yeah.
And then you say or whatever you do, you say hi. Then someone from HR reaches out to you, and then that's it. And you're in. So it's like three things.
Miss Purple is back, so she can. But before I. Oh wait, no, she said. Oh, she's not back. Okay, I take it back.
No, I'm
she's
back. I'm back.
Oh, okay.
She was making. She's making some tea.
Sorry. So sorry, I was making tea. I'm a tea nerd. So basically, yeah, what San was saying is essentially what we're doing right now. So you can bring in these people, we just like to have like just a basic conversation just to gauge like these are humans with a brain, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll vouch. I vouch for every single person I bring in. I don't bring in anybody I don't know.
Yeah.
So they have to do three things.
To get the rookie tag is quite simple now. They just need to come in, and then they'll change their syndicate name, basically their server name, sorry. And then we would prefer that they use our PFP for now. And that's pretty much how to get into rookie. Then to advance to associate, that's where it's a bit more, intense, where you go to the website, you have to fill in the form. Yeah, that's literally it. If they're in the syn.city server, it's pretty much it. If you vouch for them and you bring them into our thread, it's as easy as done, because we understand. We understand that for people who are new, you don't want to go through an entire process when you're a rookie, right? Because you're confused. You're still trying to figure things out. Mm-hmm. So coming in as a rookie is very, very basic. But once you've gotten to know what the syndicate is about and where you'd like to fit in, then you can start looking into advancing to an associate level or an executive level, right? So everybody above rookie, that's where you have to go through a more intensive process where you'll have a bit of an interview. You'll tell us what your skill set is, and then we'll try to allocate you to your relevant
that's
department.
When you do that.
Yes. That way we give people time to kind of hang around and figure out where they'll fit in. And if they decide, you know what, LATR is not for me, then they can leave without us having compromised ourselves in that they don't yet have access to anything hyper secretive or anything like that.
Which division are you in?
Uh, I morph everywhere. I'm literally everywhere. But
Are you
my main one is marketing. But then I also do a bit of HR, and then I'm also in tech a little bit. So I'm just like I'm everybody's favorite. So I'm
Oh
just
yeah.
here to help out everywhere I can.
Are you a director or are you a chair?
No, I'm just an executive. I'm
Oh,
just like
you're
a very
just an
fluid
executive.
executive.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, when we have votes,
She
if
punches
we
well above her weight.
yeah, if we have votes in the future, I will definitely be voting for you to move up. There's a few of you, Mr. Biz, you. I talked
No,
to.
no, no, no. Miss Purple is she's the
Oh, I
go-to.
mean, Miss Purple should get whatever role she wants in the syndicate, as far as I'm
Yeah.
concerned. But it's like, yeah, like
I would prefer
it's not
to
necessarily true that the
underpromise
higher
and
positions are better.
overdeliver.
It's a
Yeah.
lot of
No.
responsibility.
No, I
Just
ran through
remember
all
the
this
higher,
with you. Yeah, but the
big-
higher position you are, like say
the
you're
more
a director,
responsibilities you have.
and you're kind of pigeonholed into one area too. Like if you're a director, you're not stuck, but you're kind of stuck in that one area. You can never really gravitate.
So I'm
Well,
glad, yeah, so I'm actually glad we're talking about this because this is important. This is like super, super important because we are trying to like we're trying to like kind of adjust and evolve the structure of LATR a bit. And I think it's important that people really understand that it's not a straight like line up, like a traditional hierarchy. That's not what it is. And it's not like what it really should be. That's not how a DAO should really function. And it's not really going to make sense given the use case of what we are. We're going to have a lot of people coming in and out, right? There'll be people that play for a couple months and then leave. There'll be, what this is obviously true. So you need to have a system that's like very plug and play and like modular, right? And so this idea that like the chairs are at the top and everybody who's just a good performer should just go like this all the way up there. Like, I think there's definitely certain people that would make like really, really good chairman, but it's also like there's people that I personally, like if I'm just thinking about what would be better for the syndicate, I'm like, they should be a director. Like I actually wouldn't want to lose them as a director for them to be a chairman. Like to me, the directors are like once we're really moving, like I think the directors are going to be like more important on an individual basis than like a single chairman. Because if you think about it, a single chairman is 1 out of 9 people, whereas a director is the person who runs an entire division. And like they're gonna be important. They're gonna have a lot of people that are like kind of like taking, or kind of like not following their orders, but like taking their direction, right? And so to me, so that's what I don't want people to. I think if people think that it just should go like that, then I think that's going to be like that's inefficient, and that's not like. Then we're going to be like just forcing promotions, quote unquote, for the sake of like saying that the person's doing well.
Mhm.
And so we have to actually think about the fact like chairman should really, in my opinion, it's like it's a generalist kind of role. You have your hands in a lot of things. Like I'm thinking maybe that each chairman should kind of like have like a pet division that they care about and like they oversee a little bit
For
more
sure.
because that might be helpful. But like for the most part, the chairman are like just high level decision making stuff to me. And right now we're just going through this like phase of our growth where we have to go from like we had this structure that like worked really, really well early on and it got us to this point. But like now we're like reaching max capacity for what that structure could handle. Like there's people that are like they want to do stuff and they want to help, but we like don't have enough for them to do because we don't have, we're not setting the agenda as much as like we could be. And the thing is, like, obviously it's over the holidays. We're actually only 5 weeks into this. Crypto just moves so fast. So it's like, we're doing a lot of stuff, but we're just like, we're growing so fast that like, we're every day that we don't like kind of upgrade this infrastructure, it's some opportunity cost. And especially in January, if they're going to be pushing like a lot of stuff, we have to get that ready. But all this to say, because people are going to be hopefully voting on things and like and it's important that people, and we'll make this documentation and hopefully it'll be like clear through how we describe the structure. But yeah, like people shouldn't think of it as like a traditional hierarchy. Like obviously executives higher than associates, but like you know, I just think like you can have executives that like ideally we're gonna have like different people are gonna be doing so many different like Miss Purple again, she's just quote unquote an executive, but she does like 500 different things for us and like just does and it's like who cares like what their rank is not the most important thing. Nobody's getting paid anything. Nobody's getting paid more or less if you're a chairman. The
No.
chairman aren't going to make more money. Like let's just like throw that out there right now. Chairmen are not going to just make more money than other people. Like
Well,
it's not that's not how it's going to work.
what about the
We're not
taxation? Who collects that money?
and that would be distributed throughout the syndicate, like everyone who has like the stake. But
Can I
anyway,
show?
and
Can I show the stuff that? Can I show the stuff that we talked about on here, or is it too in its infancy?
yeah, it might not. Yeah, it might not be. Yeah,
So
that's
I
true.
wanna-
And I have to remember that this is public as well. But
Yeah, I want to talk
uh,
about the chairs, the consigliere, and the council. If you
the consigliere, yeah,
can we? I don't know how to say that name, but consigliere.
consigliere.
I'll never say it right. Oh yeah, can we talk about that, or is it kind of too early?
No, that's. I mean, no, I mean that's. It's just it's an idea, right? It's an idea
Yeah,
that I
it's,
think
no,
a
it's a
lot of
great
people.
idea.
A lot of people I think are going to like it, and I think most people are on board with it. Just like this concept of having like the chairman are kind of these like they form like one side of kind of that setting the direction, but like you want to make sure that like everyone in the community has like again because that's where most of the value is coming from, right? Like most of the value is coming from just people in the community that are like helping build this. So like they should have as much say as they are bringing value, basically, as much as we can make that possible. Obviously, it's not going to be a perfect map, but the point is like, so there needs to definitely be like a power in their hands, and they need to have like input on as much like stuff as possible. Now, not everyone's going to like vote or have their hands in everything, but you should be able to have influence on who does have their hands in everything and have a vote on everything.
What would the council be? What is the council's makeup?
Oh yeah, so yeah, the consigliere is what you're talking about, and I was thinking,
Yeah,
so you essentially separate these two categories. You would have everyone who's not a chair, and then the chairs, and then you would have so they would like vote on things, and then both parties would basically on big things like it like this is an idea, my idea, or it's something I think should happen. Is that new chairs should have to be approved by the council. Because again, this is going to be some real, like we're talking about some real shit here. This is like a business. We're going to be making money, real money, real efforts, real people. Like it's not a joke, and it matters that people like get to have a say in that, so that it doesn't all go to hell when they're putting in their efforts and stuff like that. So yeah, I think it would be great if like when there's a new chair appointed, if the council has to say, oh yeah, like we also agree that person, you know, is good. And honestly, 99% of the time that's going to be the case. Like we all kind of mostly see who's doing a lot of work and who deserves like, you know, recognition and more responsibility if they want it. Like most people agree on that. So it's not like it's not about that it's going to be like them two fighting against each other. It's just about making sure that at the end of the day, the community is put, you know, at the front.
Yeah, I trust everybody that's above me. Like I have no qualms. We had a long conversation about this, and yeah, right now, like I like where I'm at. I like being an executive because I don't have to deal with I don't have the time right now to do what the director and chairs do. There's no way. But what's a council member? Like I'd like to learn more about what you think about for that.
So to me, that was just a name. And again, like, I mean, these terms and stuff like are up for if anyone has like a better idea.
But,
exactly. But like, I that is just to me, that's a person who has like, one of the tokens for the DAO, right? So it's like, if you're in the council, it's because you're voting on propositions and like you hold a token and what it'll do in the future, if there'll be like utility additionally, I don't know. It would probably be a separate thing if we like start doing that kind of like liquidity protocol stuff. That would probably be separate. So like it's basically just a voting token. And if you have one of those, like that's what it's for. It's so that there's a way for you to have a say, and also it like we have weighted votes, you know, to bias in some like the people who have been there longer and have put in more value, like the higher ups, like executives and directors, they have a little bit more like votes than like you know, a rookie or an associate.
But All right. Well, a council member, how many would be on that? How many council members would there be? Because
Everyone who's an associate, or everyone is a council member who's not a chair.
and the council members will elect the consig.
Yep. Which is like would
That's the
be it's
10th
kind of
chair. The ex officio.
yeah, kind of
10th
exactly.
chair.
That's kind of what we're saying. It's kind of like this other they handle like things that would be in between, you know. And for instance, like there needs to be a channel for the council, like again, everyone who's not the chairs to be able to like talk about stuff without the chairs like jumping in, you know.
No, that's
and
awesome.
without seeing. Yeah, so like so my thing is like the consigliere would be like that kind of role. Like it's like the moderator, like they can handle stuff like that. And like if something needs to be brought to vote, like they could handle stuff like that. Because if you don't have that, then it might be hard to mobilize any like legitimate effort to vote, because it's like nobody knows who should take initiative. Nobody wants to be the person that does it. So like you might want to have someone who's like that is kind of like part of their role.
I think it's awesome.
And that person should be voted on. So it's just like if you have those like three things where new chairs are voted in, a consigliere is voted, and then that just opens up like just voting can happen, you know, whenever it needs to, then I feel like that's pretty solid, you know.
No, I love it.
And we can definitely achieve that.
I relate to something like when I was in college a long time ago. I was some weird position I got voted into where I was like a student, but I was like one of two students of all the students in the council who sat in on all the board meetings that all the faculty boards and the deans were at. And I didn't have a vote, but I had a say. I could talk for all the students on the campus. So it's kind of like that, right? I mean, to me, it's kind of like that role where, but they do have a vote maybe because it says sits at the round table. It doesn't say votes at the round table. So I don't know.
We're okay. So whatever documentation you're looking at right now,
yeah, I'm not going to post it.
Definitely going to be out of date. I'm just saying, no, it's just definitely going to be out of date soon because like we're like working on like all like basic.
Yeah, I got
everything, you know. So, but
I'm only bringing it up because you said I could. You said I could.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I don't mind you bringing it up. Yeah. But yeah, I'm just saying like we're working on it. Yeah,
and
exactly.
I also think what you said earlier that if you are a chairperson, that you should have to be in charge of one of the divisions, like not in charge, but at least as a mentor to that.
Yeah, it would be good to have like some level of that way that way there's a direct person that you can go to for like updates on that thing. Exactly. There should always just be that. And then the chairs
can meet with all the other chairs if they come up to, if they come up to something brand new, like your director of HR is like, hey, how about we do this? And they're like, ooh, let me think about that. Then they can just go right to all the chairs so that they don't DM all 9 of you and for the same thing when one person can figure it out on their own, and especially if you're well versed already in that area. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, do you two have any thoughts on any of that? I don't know if you were like if you want to. No?
So my opinion is that everybody should somehow be doing something, right? Now, obviously, being like a director or a chair, you have a lot of these leadership things you have to keep in mind because it means you have to keep everybody else in check as well. But outside of that, I think to ensure that everybody is contributing, because you're just there to just give me instructions, you're probably not as invested in this thing as I am, right? But if you're also putting in the work, you totally understand the stress I'm going through and why, say, I may have to not be available for a day, you know. There's a towards the end of Ready Player One, they talked about how they take 2 days they shut it down for like 2 days, allow people to spend time in real life, because I've noticed that if I don't check myself, I spend so much time doing LATR stuff, my mom will complain that like you're invisible, like I practically stop existing everywhere else. So I think everybody should have a part to play, not only to ease the pressure from, you know, everybody else, but just so that it's an equal, fair thing. We're not here to serve any one person. We're here to serve each other as a group, right? This is why I always tell people that I'm literally just here to serve everyone. Like if a rookie needs me, I'm there. If the chair needs me, I'm there. Like my thing is not I'm an executive, so I'm going to tell you as an associate what to do. I don't think the chairs, you know, are supposed to be doing that either. To me, They are people who are just there to guide me. They guide me, and I will, hear their counsel when they say things, because the assumption is they know more about the vision, they understand the vision more. They're just there to just literally guide. But yeah, like how
Mentor. I like mentoring.
exactly, mentor. They're there to
and
mentor
and
us in
and
our
make
specific
decisions
divisions.
and help make
Exactly.
decisions, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
like,
those
yeah,
big
it's
decisions
not
that
about
they,
choosing what everyone does or choosing or
No, you're not.
micromanaging
You're
everything.
not
It's
the
impossible to
boss.
do. It's impossible to do.
yeah,
Trust me, it's impossible to do. It's impossible to
It
do. I've
is.
been
If
trying for the
you're the
last week. My
if you're
brain
the
wants to leave my body.
if you're the director, you should be able to run the whole thing without anybody else being able to tell you anything, unless they're like, oh, wait a minute, maybe I do need a little help on this. And then you go to the chair and say, hey, can you help me out with this? Or I need help with this. And then maybe you get 2 or 3 chairs that jump in there and help you out with the big load you have coming up. Or they bring up some executives to help. I mean, yeah, I think everybody should be working together, but also, yeah, as she just said, if you're a director, you shouldn't be having people barking orders and putting on a timeline. You should basically just give them like an overall view of what everybody wants, and then they can go ahead and do it. And if they don't do it, then you get another director, I guess. I don't know, but right now I think all the directors we have are great, so I don't have a problem with anybody at all in this whole thing. I think everybody's doing it.
It's yeah, it's honestly blows my mind how many like good people that we have, like for no like it just, it feels like we got
It just
lucky
came
slash
together,
like
yeah,
we
for
do have a
sure.
good community. Like we have a good community that makes people like it kind of feeds off of itself. But it is like crazy, like some of
I
the
brought this
directors
up.
and what they're doing.
Someone posted it in the suggestions today, and they basically were saying, what was the suggestion was, I suggest creating a logo for the basic structure. Each department is different with different colors and management. Okay, so basically this is the structure, and these numbers are subject to change because, I mean, we could add or subtract, not really subtract, but add way more people. And like some of these could actually be split off into 2 directors maybe in the future. Like HR seems like it has 2 divisions. This definitely has 2 divisions. But maybe it only takes one
That
director to run both. And then you have more executives underneath it. So I'm not getting into the structuring and all that. What I want to get into is how important it is to have all these different divisions. And then on top of it, to Miss Purple, I don't know who's in charge of the HR stuff, but I would have them. I would continue to do that Google form and getting people showing them this right at the bat and saying, basically, here's what we do in each one. Which ones do you think you'd be good at? And then putting them in touch with the executives and associates in that organization, kind of as a mentor to bring them up from rookie to a higher level. That's my only suggestion I have right now for the show. But what do you guys think about that?
So I'm
I'll
not
let
sure if Saren had something to say, but that's essentially mentoring people. I know I have like 2 mentors already who've already moved up to associate, right? So
Yeah.
when, like I was saying before, that when somebody comes in and they're a rookie, we give them a bit of time to kind of get their bearings and figure out, what's what. And then sometimes they just simply get recommended to a specific department because we've noticed something in their skill set that we think could be useful. But sometimes they will explicitly ask for a particular department, and then we
Yeah.
will put them in contact with somebody from that department, and then that's how they go up. But I totally understand what you're saying in that, showing rookies this structure could also help them feel like, okay, maybe this will be a way for me to find my place, find my footing
Yeah.
in this thing. So I think, just in general, it's always safer to keep everybody informed, right? Give people all their options. Make sure that everybody who comes in and moves up totally understands right from the jump that even the rookies, I know we don't have the rookies in here, but that's because I think the idea is we want to give the rookies the option to say, where do you want to fit in, right? And we're not
For
going to
sure.
cap it. Like how many rookies we have, we don't have a maximum limit. we can have hundreds of rookies, and some of them may never want to move up because they simply
No.
do not have the time. It doesn't mean that if you're a rookie, you're lesser than anybody. It just simply means, you're either still trying to find your footing, or it's still in the beginning phases, or you just don't have the time for it, right? You want to be part of LATR, but you don't have the time. So this, I totally get, informing everybody about it, but the mentorship, I think we could use a bit of work on that. I'm gonna try to, maybe offer up some suggestions, and I think Puss is
I
trying
got
to
a
work
great one
on
if I could.
a lot of that as well. Yeah.
I have one thing to suggest off what you just said and what I was saying earlier. I would say you assign associates to be mentors, and then the that gives them a way to move up to executive eventually. That,
Well, that makes sense. It does make sense, but I don't want us to like close off
no, but you
everybody
can
else.
no. But I'm saying you can include that. Like when we give people, like I always see
Yeah.
people ask, like, how do I get higher level? And they're like, chat and do this and that. Well, that could be
Yeah.
another one. You could say mentor a rookie to
Okay.
help them find their footing. And yeah, I mean, I
Oh,
would
yeah, that's a
add
good
that.
idea.
I would
That's a
add
good
that
idea. It is.
into work when
It
you tell
is.
people how they can get higher.
Sure.
For sure. I mean, it also encourages, adding in some work. It encourages you to read up on our structure and our protocols and our systems and all of that, because if you're going to mentor anybody, you need to be able to answer all the questions they have.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a nice way to kind of encourage people to learn more about the syndicate and the game. So I could totally look into that.
Yeah, I have
Yeah, I'll
suggestions
notify
too, but
you and
I just don't
continue
want to
to do it.
get too far stretched out because I'm already doing work for 2 different divisions,
Yeah.
as you
No, I
are.
mean,
And
suggestions are always welcome. I feel like you can just text anybody that you
yeah,
think can help you out with that, either me or Cyan or Puss or Cupcakes or whatever.
for
But
sure.
I think the whole idea here is we're literally trying to build.
Did you?
Thought of
Did you?
something to me means that you care enough to give yourself time to think on, how to better the syndicate. So even if I may not agree with it, I need to understand that you came with that suggestion because you were trying to help with something. So maybe we need to figure out what that problem is.
Yeah, did you see today in the suggestions? It was funny because I wrote someone had really good suggestions too. Mark 1975. He's like, here's a couple of non-strategic things, and then I wrote like he put a whole bunch of stuff in there today at 10:25. I was like, oh, it looks like someone just volunteered for some really cool ideas. Like, hey, I'm just the ideas man. Because yeah, you can make suggestions without having to do the work. Like, so yeah,
Yeah,
I like that channel a lot.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, realistically, like how you're saying, there are people who have maybe you have too many kids, you have too many jobs. It's
Yeah,
just stressful.
sign me
But
up.
you're allowed to think of cool stuff, right? Just because you thought of something does not mean you
Doesn't mean you
always
have to
have to
do
run
it.
it. If you're able to, that's ideal. But if you're not, then you can always put it in front of it, because we also don't want people to feel like all the time it's an individual competition of who can do what better than the other person. It's not about that. It's about how can we better function together as a team. Oh my gosh, I sound like I'm giving a pep talk, but you
No.
know what I mean.
No,
I love
I
it. I love it.
100% get it. No, I
I'll
get
listen
everything
to
you
your pep
say.
talks.
Well, I like to approach it with this perspective is if you know for yourself, as anyone, doesn't matter, associate, executive, whatever, if you know for yourself what LATR means to you, and if you see the potential of this game, think about what you can do to help LATR in some capacity, whether it could be anything. But for me, I would analyze like the game, where we're at right now and what announcements have dropped. So right now we know that the IDO dropped. We know that the game is probably in the works. It's like we're probably right around the corner, maybe within the next month or so. So for me, the way I emphasize something would be like, well, what do we need in order to flourish as a crew? So I'm thinking, well, maybe we might need recruits. Well, what in recruits do we need? Well, we probably need them to gear up and play the game, because in terms of the foundation and structure, we are pretty rock solid. Like we got a crew of people that just they know the game plan, they know the vision. and they know exactly what needs to be done. So now it's just about these new recruits, and what they can do. They have a couple options. They can grind it out, get up to level 5, and be part of the LATR or inner circle, or they can just be a player, and as long as they're willing to commit and play the game and do their part and just play it, they can be part of something that's very big, and they can also be rewarded for their efforts.
I was just gonna say, also, when you guys tell people in the hub or wherever about how to get to a higher level, I would also say, just because you get to level 5 doesn't mean you're going to be promoted, but that is a requirement. I would say that because just so people know that they need to be talking in both discourse, not just in one or the other.
And you don't have to be, and you know what, it's like, like, I don't know, you don't always have to be, there's other ways to like do things other than talking, but that's like the surest way to, like, because that's how it always that's how it started for everyone here, right? So like you could, because you go into Discord and you're just like, yo, what's going on? And then you just kind of talk to people, and then you kind of like, then you get a feel for things. So like, it's just a good place to start. Like, it doesn't mean that you just have to like constantly be like asking people how their day was. If that's not your thing, cool. That's actually, that is like an important thing. Like, it's nice when we have people doing that. Like, that's actually, that's serving a function as well. The people that are just like adding liquidity to the conversations, like, that's good.
But you don't want people just saying dumbass shit just to get the rank higher too. I mean,
and you know what's funny? Just like one thing that I like about LATR for sure is like most of the time when I go to like our channel, like in the syn.city Discord, it's just like, it seems like there's like real, it's either just like GIFs or like there's like actual sentences with like people saying things. And then like sometimes you'll just like most other Discords or like most other channels in there, it's just like good morning, hey, sup, blah, blah. And it's just like, okay,
that's
well,
just to get your rank. But
my point is, it's like, you can, it's nice to actually have an atmosphere where there's like real conversation happening.
Oh, for sure. I try not to say anything. Like, the only time I ever really say anything is when I have something to say, or I'm responding to something that someone said that I have actually an opinion on, or if I just want to say something nice. Any other time it's like, I don't have anything to offer, so I don't really say too much. Like, there's no reason to. I'm level 15 now. Like, it took forever, and I didn't know about that secret.
Miss Purple's level 30.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Oh my god, I deserve a party.
Are you purple now?
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
I'm purple now. I'm actually.
Oh, it is
too,
awesome.
Yeah. I just joined like 2 days ago.
I didn't even know about that 10% increase until like 4 days ago. Like, where was that at the whole time? The survey thing or the video you had to watch and click vote? I had no idea that was there until like 4 days ago. I'm like, you son of a.
I'm level 43 in rank 16, baby. Let's go. I didn't even know that you could check this until the other day.
Somebody that's ranked 40 or 50, she's like the leader of the Rat King party. Did you see?
Yeah.
She got scammed today, man. I was like, oh, how'd you do that? How'd that happen to you? She wrote it. It was you guys
followed the
sucks.
Who?
She followed the cheese.
Her name was Pancake. Pancake.
Layla Pancakes.
Yeah.
But like as Miss Purple was saying, like she was very close to it too, because it came from the announcement. So it's like, it's really unfortunate, but it's also
but how would someone like her fall for it? Like,
I mean, because I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me play this video that he sent me real quick. If it's too loud, I'm sorry. These headphones, I got new headphones and they're really loud, so hopefully it's not as loud on your screen as it is in mine. syn.city. All right, here we go. Is there
what is this? The trailer or something?
Yeah, tell me if you can hear the music. If not, I'll redo it.
No, we hear it.
You do? Okay. Oh. That's pretty sweet, man.
Yeah.
I like the music. I like the music a lot. Like that music just got me pumped up. Wait, what's it say? Go back to 26. Why? All right, let me do it again. What's that 26? You could see. Oh, I saw the turfs. I'll show them again. I'll pause it. Those turfs, goof, or goose, goof. That's just the cities. Oh, that. All right, so Tokyo has 4 turfs.
Like, imagine if we get one of those. Oh man, one of those beautiful little squares.
Yeah, but there's different levels to turf, so I wonder how that works in terms of each square. Like, what would be a level 1 and what would be a level 2 on that grid?
Probably the amount of blueprints you have building up stuff. Dude, why is this guy
No, but
glitch?
like visually.
Why is he glitch? Watch. Why is he? What's that?
Oh, that's a
Why is he-
I mean, it's
skull.
just
What?
That's a skull in his chest, isn't it?
No, but why is he? Look, nobody else. Glitches.
everyone's glitching. What are you talking about? Everyone glitches.
Did they? I didn't see. He didn't glitch. No, they're
I
not
think
glitching.
you're having ARG PTSD. That's what's happening.
No,
Yeah,
nobody
well-
else is glitching. No, except for him. Watch there. He's the only one that does that.
Yeah, but
Nobody else-
there's glitch effects like everywhere, like in their website.
not on
and
any
like,
other people. Just him.
all right, hey, put it in the channel.
There's no
I
other
got, like,
glitching.
by the way, it's getting kind of late for me. I hate to be that guy, but
No, I'm
how
that
long do
guy
these
tonight.
usually go?
I'm
Okay.
that guy tonight. It's been over
'Cause
an hour for the yeah.
I was in a 2-hour meeting before this, and Mr. Biz was there too, dude. Yeah, we've been grinding. Dude. I mean, it's been good. I'm just like,
We had
I'm
a finance and resource before that as well.
Oh my god, dude, you're a freaking.
I'm like back to back
You're
to back
a freaking
right now.
champ. Holy shit.
Yeah, wait, he says I was trying to start ARG 2.5.
I'm telling you, man.
All right, guys. Yeah, I'm out too, unless someone else had anything else to say. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be over and done by like 11. Like I'm not feeling the best, but I had to go. Like I planned it, so I'm not gonna bail.
Dude, I'll talk forever. You just, if you ever.
I just haven't felt the best, man. Like my co-host, he probably, I don't know what's up with him. He's sick, but it could be COVID. I don't know. I have 2 friends with COVID right now. Like that sucks. Like everybody, I'm not gonna get into COVID stuff, but there's a lot of sad stories going on right now, man. There's too many sad stories. Like there's so many topics I just refuse to talk about because it can lead down to really bad talking points. I don't want to go there. So. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks. Here, let's thank.
All right, this was great. Thank you.
Let's thank these people as well. CN, Hack, and Arcade. They all came on to support. Thank you guys. And hey, next time, you guys come on the show too. Like, let's do this again. Where we bring on some of the heads of other syndicates and just talk stuff out and see how everything's.
That'd be sweet.
Yeah,
we should definitely do that. We should 100% do that. We should 100% do that.
For sure. We might have to end up working with each other to tackle this on, anyways. I mean, these guilds are just, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. I feel like at the end of the day, like
can they be
all of us are going to be like
members?
Yeah, exactly. I really do think that. Yeah, I think so too.
It might be, or it could be the other guy you said, like the really rich guy that owns all the everything. He bought all the blueprints, and now you get to
Mark Zuckerberg or something. Meta, Meta comes in and buys a bunch of land.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. I mean, we might us 7 that are in here, we might actually become
us versus Mark. We got this.
Mark and whatever other groups they keep bringing in that robot.
Yeah, I don't know. But honestly, what's the most important is that we all here, we built the community from the beginning. We started the cruise, even though we're different family, like syndicates. We still one big family under that same umbrella, and we still the OGs. So the main thing is when we play in the game, if any one of us are going down because of an attack, we gotta round up and just stay solid with one another, and then just basically let's just take it work together and just crush it.
Demon's awesome. Demon's funny. I like him tonight. We also have a puss.
Where is Cupcake? I haven't seen her in a minute.
We also have
Dude,
puss.
she's grinding. Trust me. Like I'm telling you, like she
Oh, no,
she sent
I
me
don't
like
doubt that. I don't doubt that.
oh yeah. No, I'm just like she actually blew me away with like her organization. Like it's crazy and how much she just knows about like the YouTube algorithm and stuff. It's just like fascinating to me. But
One more thing before we go, just because I want to say it. Yeah, everybody else from these other factions, other syndicates, they actually show up to these things and gain knowledge and learn more about the game and from other people. Dude, I'm your best friend already because you like the game as much as I do, and I don't know you aside from your name on the screen. I had nothing against you except for you were in a different syndicate. Who gives a shit? I like anybody that's out there promoting the game, learning more, and just learning more about what you're involving all your time in and getting more people involved in. So good job on that, man. Good job on for everybody out there that's actually like just doing more than the bare minimum to be involved in a project. Like those people, you are deserving of all my accolades, and regardless of your syndicate, we're cool. All right,
agreed.
you guys have any you have any last
Cheers.
things? Or are you done? Everybody done?
I've said everything I could
Just
possibly say today.
One more shout out. Demon just wrote Puss. Puss is the machine female version of Togsy. Just saying, and that needs a definite mention. She is definitely. I told you about that, right? NFT God, remember?
Yeah, because she won the blueprint.
Yeah,
I gave her a blueprint. Did you give it to her yet?
Yeah, I did. I told her.
Awesome.
Yeah, no, I like it couldn't have went to another person that's more deserving.
No,
like,
that's awesome. Once she told me that, I was so happy that she got it because you told me she's a hard worker and I'm glad she got it.
Yeah, she's a good character, 100%. Yeah.
All right, congrats, Miss Puss. And the other person's sick. Is she the one that's sick right now?
Who?
It's either Puss or Cupcakes. They had to go to bed because they were sick. I don't know which one. One of them said it.
Oh.
Regardless. All right. Good night, everybody.
All right.
And
peace out.
I'll talk to everybody on Sunday, I think it is, for the next Twitter. If we do, it's gonna be New Year's weekend, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah, just
I know Mr. Biz will be there.
All right. Bye.
Later.
Bye.